Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to transform the abstract psychology of extraordinary success into a highly actionable everyday playbook. Look, if you've ever wondered why a tiny fraction of people build these massive empires, while millions of equally talented individuals are just struggling to achieve basic financial freedom, well, you are definitely in the right place. We aren't just going to look at what highly successful people have. We're going to peek under the hood at exactly how they think. And more importantly, we'll see how you can start adopting those exact same mental frameworks today.
So let's dive right in by completely busting a massive myth. The biggest difference between your average person and a billionaire. It's not intelligence, it's not some fancy education, and it is definitely not luck. Did you know that statistically, a huge majority of self-made billionaires actually went through a catastrophic business failure before their major breakthrough? It's true. So if it isn't raw talent or getting a lucky break, what is the dividing line? Well, the answer lies deep inside the human mind. The greatest wealth-building tool in the world isn't actually money. It's the way you think about time, risk, and failure.
To really wrap your head around why, you have to answer this question, and you got to be totally honest with yourself here. Would you take $1,000 today or $10,000 10 years from now? Most people genuinely struggle with this. Why? Because our brains are literally wired to seek immediate gratification. We want results right now, success right now, money right now. But billionaires, they operate on a completely different wavelength. They routinely make decisions that won't pay off for years or even decades.
Okay, so here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We're going to cover the invisible wealth difference, how to reframe failure, habits for long-term focus, the extreme ownership shift, and finally, the ultimate billionaire secret. Let's jump in.
Section 1. The invisible wealth difference, perception versus reality.
Picture this for a second. You have two 20-year-olds standing in the exact same city. They both have internet access, same opportunities, both dreaming of big success. Cut to 10 years later. One is living paycheck to paycheck, and the other has built a massive company. So what happened? Well, while the average person looks at a situation and naturally focuses on the obstacles, what could go wrong, billionaires train their brains to relentlessly search for possibilities instead of limitations. And they aren't just being blindly optimistic, they're systematically scanning for what could go right. It's like they're wearing completely different glasses. The absolute crucial point here is that human beings don't make decisions based on reality. We make decisions based on how we perceive reality. So wealth actually begins as this distinct advantage of perception. By training your mind to spot the opportunity rather than the roadblock, you literally see a completely different set of actions available to you, actions that the average person is completely, totally blind to.
Moving right along to Section 2, how to reframe failure from fear to data.
The average person is terrified of failure. They view any setback as definitive proof that they should just throw in the towel and quit. But billionaires? They actually expect failure. To a billionaire mind, every single mistake is just data. Every setback becomes feedback, and every loss becomes a lesson. This specific psychological shift is a real game changer because it completely removes the heavy emotional weight of getting things wrong. Okay, so how do we actually do this? Let's get practical because you can apply this today. Step 1, expect it. Stop being shocked when things go wrong. It's a guaranteed part of the process. Step 2, extract the data. Ask yourself, okay, what exactly did I learn here that I didn't know yesterday? You have to take the emotion completely out of the equation. And step 3, keep moving forward with that brand new, highly valuable information. Basically, stop fearing mistakes, start extracting the feedback, and take the next calculated step.
I absolutely love this concept. Every billionaire out there has failed repeatedly, usually way more times than anyone even realizes. Success and failure are not opposites, they are partners. Once you stop being afraid of failing, you suddenly become willing to attempt things that others never ever will. And it's precisely that willingness to try, fail, and learn that creates the extraordinary opportunities that average folks just miss out on. All right, let's jump into Section 3, habits for long-term focus. The time advantage.
If you want to shift your mindset, you're going to want to start implementing these daily habits literally today. First, actively practice delaying gratification. Say no to the immediate, easy payoff. Second, build systems instead of chasing quick wins. Look, wealth is rarely built overnight, right? It's built through thousands of small, consistent decisions repeated over time. Third, protect your time relentlessly. Money lost can be earned back. Time lost is gone forever. And fourth, focus obsessively on a single mission rather than spreading yourself way too thin.
Now, this might be a tough pill to swallow for some of us, but it's the truth. Balance rarely creates billionaires. Obsession does. While everyone else is distracted by endless scrolling and entertainment, the most successful individuals become completely consumed by solving a specific problem. And not just for a few days or weeks, but for years, sometimes decades. This level of focus looks extreme to normal people, but extraordinary outcomes absolutely demand extraordinary, compounded commitment.
That brings us to Section 4, the extreme ownership shift. Control your future. This is what we call the risk paradox, and it is fascinating. Most people think billionaires just love taking wild, crazy risks. No way, they don't. They actively hate unnecessary risk. They spend enormous amounts of time gathering information, analyzing trends, and learning from past mistakes so they can take calculated action. Because from a billionaire's perspective, standing still, doing nothing at all, is actually the highest risk imaginable. It leaves you trapped by fear in a world that is rapidly changing.
When things inevitably go south, the average person looks for a scapegoat, right? They blame the economy, the government, their boss. Excuses are just there to protect your ego. But the billionaire mind, it takes extreme ownership. They ask one very simple question: what can I do about it? The exact moment you take responsibility is the moment you gain control. And the moment you gain control, you immediately gain the power to actually change your future. And finally, we've arrived at Section 5. The final billionaire secret: mission over money.
You know, most people assume it's just this endless greed for cash driving this crazy level of success. But actually, after a certain point, once basic needs and financial freedom are totally met, money completely stops being the primary goal. Instead, these 4 super powerful motivators take over: impact, influence, creation, and legacy. The game becomes about the deep desire to build something that outlives them, something that actually matters and changes the world.
It's a profound realization that the greatest fortunes are built by people chasing a mission, not just a paycheck. Billionaires aren't some different species. They aren't born with special mutated brains. The global empires we all admire started simply with an idea, a firm decision, and a mindset that absolutely refused to accept ordinary limits. They just view time differently, failure differently, and responsibility differently.
So the real secret isn't locked away in some offshore bank account or hidden in a corporate boardroom. The whole shebang exists entirely inside the human mind. Because somewhere in the world tonight, the next billionaire is not just building wealth, they are building an entirely new way of thinking. And now you have the exact playbook to shift your own mindset starting right now. So the only question left to answer is, what will you do with yours?